It is supposed to be a lifeline, relief supplies heading to besieged communities in Syria. But while the UN has plenty of medicine and food in its warehouse, increasingly it's not getting through. The Syrian government is slow to approve convoys, putting up bureaucratic hurdles, and it's also systematically stripping convoys of their most vital supplies, medicine and medical equipment. Most recently, they blocked a convoy to Jazeera, a place that hasn't seen humanitarian aid for nearly 4 years. Are people dying because of this?
Absolutely. Physicians for Human Rights has not documented specific numbers, but reports we're seeing from other organizations show that dozens have died in Madaya alone, let alone the other dozens of besieged areas.
The UN Security Council has passed a total of 6 resolutions demanding that humanitarian deliveries be allowed into all areas of Syria. 19,000 kits of life-saving supplies were stripped off trucks in just 1 month, and the Syrian government's refusal to allow medical supplies through is therefore a breach of international law. It also goes against an agreement earlier this year in Munich made by all the key international actors, including Syria's ally Russia. Access for humanitarian convoys into Syria plays a key part in restarting the stalled peace talks in Geneva under the mediation of Special Envoy Staffan de Mistura.
Everything is interrelated in Syria, and it's very difficult for the Syrian opposition to turn up to Geneva talks, never mind make progress and make concessions in order to keep the talks going, without a clear agreement to full humanitarian access and a cessation of hostilities that allows the people of Syria finally to live in a bit of freedom.
There's no way the Security Council will punish the Syrian government for its actions. Russia will veto that. Instead, at the forthcoming meeting of the International Syria Support Group in Vienna, other countries will try to persuade Russia to use its leverage to try and force the Syrian government to allow all humanitarian aid convoys, including medical supplies, into besieged areas, and to persuade the Syrian government to come back to the negotiating table in Geneva and talk about the key issue of political transition. No one, though, is too hopeful. James Bays, Al Jazeera of the United Nations.